Welcome to part 3 of the Dolomite rally car restoration. Today I'm going to have a go at putting the diff in. So let's get on with it. Well, these are the parts needed to put the diff back in. I bought some new bolts to do it. The shocks and springs are old, but still seem to be alright. Not that old, so should be alright. Well, having had this car for 33 years, the diff has been in and out a few times, but I've never come up with a hard and fast method that is any easier than another method. So today I'm just going to put these trailing arms on, and I'll put the shock absorbers and springs in, and we'll see how that all pans out. None of this stuff on Dolomite seems to line up properly. That goes for Triumph full stop, I think. When I first bought that Toyota, I put new springs and shock absorbers and bushers in that car. One of the few jobs I've done on it. And, well, everything just undone. Everything just pulled out. Everything just pushed back in again. This, everything seems to be under load and under tension, and nothing seems to want to just go together. So we'll do the best we can. I put some rubber grease on there just to get it to go in nicely, or hopefully. And now I'm just going to put some of this New Butte sort of awful, it's everywhere stuff on the bolt. It's a fairly hostile environment here, that if you're on a rally car and go through creek crossings and things like that, and mud, all sorts of rubbish get in there. Next time you go to pull it apart, they tend to be a bit on the seized inside. They'll rust themselves in there. So we'll try this stuff, which I haven't used before, and see how we go. I think there should be some washers on here. Alright, got some washers. Well, there you go. It just took 20 minutes to get that one bolt in. I do not like to line up and find it. I'm a silly bugger that decided to rally a Dolomite and not a Datsun or something, eh? Alright, I'll do the other side now. Next job is springs and shocks. It's a bit of a difficult thing to do by yourself. Bolts that hold this in are in the boot, and without someone to hold it in place it can get a bit difficult. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is bolt the shock to the trailing arm, and then put a jack under the trailing arm and jack it up, and hopefully get the jack to hold it in place. And we'll see how that works out. I'll wait and see on that score. These things only go in one way. There's this odd angle here and what have you, and I've already determined that one. So, let's see how we go. I'm only doing up everything finger tight at the moment, and once the whole thing's in, I'll go and do all the bolts up tight. Oh, there's a flaw in my thinking here. The whole diff's got to go up. I might have to put the other one on. Oh, I'm still doing battle with this, these trailing arms, trying to get these bolts in. They just don't line up. Everything seems to be under stress and tension, and it just doesn't want to go together. But we'll persist and see how we go. The hard bit's still to come. Trailing arms are not too bad. It's the I don't know what you'd call them, panhard bars, tie bars. They're the ones I usually have a lot of trouble with. Well, it's time to have a go at these panhard bars, tie bars, whatever you want to call them. These have given me a lot of trouble over the years doing these. Not so much getting this end of into the bracket that it belongs in. Problem usually happens at the other end where it's on the diff. What happens is these bushes go on and there's not enough thread to get the nut on there. And trying to compress these and get a nut on there, there's nothing to compress. But I'm not using new ones because the old ones are not that old. So I'm sort of hoping that these will actually go on alright. Might just be wishful thinking on my part. Well, as it turned out, I was right. The bushes have compressed and been on there for a couple of years, and piece of cake. They're all finger tight at the moment. I'll just do the other side. That'll be the sway bar. I'm getting too old to be rolling around under cars. Yeah, right. The diff's all but in. Everything's finger tight, except for the top shock absorbers, they're done up tight. Now it's the sway bar, and then I can do all the bolts up tight, and we're done and dusted. Now this is an aftermarket sway bar, it's thicker than a standard one, and from when I got it, these two angles here are not perfectly parallel. So it needs, I think, 2 washers to pack it a bit. It's been like that for 30 years, so it hasn't fallen off or broken anything yet. So just makes it a bit more fiddly to get on. Alright, let's have a go at it. Yeah, I forgot to do something. The exhaust should have went in before this. Doesn't matter because it does come apart. There's a flange halfway up in the bend. But it would have been just a bit easier to put the exhaust in and then put the diff in. Yeah, anyway, it's done now. Well, that's about it for part 3 of the Dolomite rally car restoration. The diff is now in, all the bolts are tight, sway bar's on. There's a couple of plumbing things to do with the handbrake conversion, but otherwise it's all in, which is great. The next instalment may be some time away, as I'm waiting on a welder to come and weld up some fatigue cracks and a couple of little bits of rust I found, and a whole lot of brackets that I want to tidy up. And basically I can't do anything until he's come and done that. And with Christmas coming on us, he's promised me to do it before Christmas, but I'm not sure that will happen. So anyway, so that's about it. Tune in, same duck time, same duck channel for our next installment. Bye for now.